Good morning, class, and welcome to your virtual course, College Algebra. My name is Dr. Araipur, and I had sent you several emails regarding the course, asking you to explore the Canvas. But here we are. Let's go over everything today. Number one, when you go to the Canvas homepage, there is a short clip welcoming you to the course. I'm very happy to have you here, and I wish you best of luck in all aspects of your life, especially your educational endeavor. Number two, I've set it up so you just follow the numbers. Number two, class philosophy.
Class philosophy. This class is a community and therefore, we all have the same objective, to learn. Online students often feel isolated, but it is vitally important to know you are not in this alone. I would like each of you to approach our online class with a great attitude and a willingness to help one another. Many problems and questions can be resolved by asking a fellow student. I am always here to help you, but I truly believe your experience will be more fruitful if you communicate with your fellow students as well. Let us work together to make this a memorable semester for each and every one of us. Course objectives. The objectives of our college algebra course revolve around offering students a college-level academic experience with emphasis on the use of algebra and functions in problem solving and modeling. This course covers advanced algebra topics, including linear, quadratic, polynomial, exponential and logarithmic functions, graphs of functions, inverse functions, systems of equations and inequalities, the binomial theorem, and conics. Instructors' contact information. Email me via Canvas or use the email address maraeipur@lbcc.edu, and I reply from Monday to Friday within 24 hours.
So that's the information about class philosophy, course objective, and the way you can contact me. As far as contact me is concerned, if you just want to email me in that manner, make sure in the subject line you put the information about the course, Math 45, with the section number. And if you use the inbox in this course, then you have nothing to worry about. Going back to the home page of the course, underneath number 3, this is where you, of course, you're already here. This is where you come to class. The Tech Connect Zoom on the left side, which is this one, you click on it and you attend the class. Okay, this is the Tech Connect. Under number 4, I'm going to explain a few things. And before I do that, I want to go to the end. This is a different Zoom meeting. This is for office hours, everybody. So we don't want to mix them up. At the bottom, we have the office hours. Right here, Tech Connect Zoom. All right, then what happens after 4? We have the syllabus. We're going to look at that quickly. Modules will cover the practice test, PowerPoints, solution to practice test. You can find the homework in My Open Math, which I'm going to refer to as MOM from now on. Practice test keys, exams, the discussion forum, everything, most everything is under the modules. But let us explore the syllabus. First, the Excel calendar basically tells you what we cover and when is the exam due. The first exam, for example, is due in a couple of weeks, everybody. Okay, about 3 weeks. The first assignment is an introductory assignment to My Open Math. Simply put, it shows you how to work with My Open Math. It's to tomorrow and in a couple of days, algebra review, pre-test, if you want to call it. The idea behind that is to get familiar with what we are supposed to be familiar in case we forgot, so we can move on. So that's the Excel calendar, and also on the right column, we see roughly the sections that should be covered by students to get ready for the first exam and then second exam and so on. Top one is the syllabus, and as you know, nowadays, uh, the syllabi are getting longer and longer, and that's why I put them in the format of topics, as you can see here. So at any time, you can go to a specific topic of interest. But I'm going to take a couple of minutes to cover the entire syllabus. First, we have the semester information, the course number and section number and name. We have the course catalog description, student learning outcome, course objectives. Now text, as far as the text is concerned, when we go to my open math to see how work is done, I will show you where to find the text. You can click on it here and go to the text, or you can find it in MOM. And mostly, as far as I'm concerned, the text is a reference text. If you feel comfortable with every other resource given to you, such as PowerPoint lectures and practice tests and recordings, if that's enough, so be it. Otherwise, you can refer to the textbook. The digital platform we use is my open math, and it's 100%. Everything is free, class, okay? Because I believe education should be free for our students. Here's the class calendar, information about the meetings, the Zoom meeting. And again, if you note here, every few weeks, we have our exam, and each exam is set to be taken on Saturdays. So when you're completely relaxed and you're ready to tackle the exam, about a week in advance, meaning the Monday of that week, you will receive an email/announcement regarding your exam. It has all the information, including the password. Yes, every exam is password protected. And you can take the exam anytime you want before it's due. And it's due on Saturdays at 11:59. And I'm suggesting that minimum you start a few hours in advance, because if the exam is 2 hours and let's say you start at 11, you have only 59 minutes, you're going to miss the given time to you. Okay. There is no proctorio. I want to tell you my philosophy about education and exam taking. I believe you're all here to learn. You're all here to move on, and you need this course for the next one, next science course, math course. And when I took the exam, for me, it didn't matter if I was in class, if I was at home, wherever I took the exam for me. And I'm hoping my students, you know, believe in that, in a sense that when you take the exam, you cannot use any lecture notes, any PowerPoints. Okay, in some cases you can use graphing calculators, in some cases you can't. In other words, you can't get any help. You're taking the exam, it doesn't matter. You're online or on campus. And again, we are doing this for us. So I hope everybody believes in that. Meeting important dates. Of course, we meet on Tuesday, Thursday. Calculators. You can use a graphing calculator, a scientific calculator. Graphing calculators can be found also online for free. I will show you the resources that I've put together for you, so you don't have to pay for them in case you don't have a calculator of your own. Tech support for My Open Math, for uh, Campus Tech support, for Canvas support. All of them are available to you. Math Success Center, the information about the tutoring center, their website, and how you can reach them. But probably the most important thing for students should be the grading policy. We have an online homework for 200 points, 4 exams, 100 each, and the final comprehensive final 300 points, giving you 1,000 points. It's a point system, which means at any given time, you should have an idea what your grade is. The online homework is very simple. The setup is that as long as you do it before the due date, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to do it. And you can, if you make a mistake with any question, you can try it again and again until you get it right. So on a normal basis, and in the past, it's been very easy for the students to score 100% or very close to that. As long as you pay attention to the fact that on a daily basis, you have to do it, because if you wait until the due date, it's too late. The exams are based on the homework and, more importantly, practice test. When you watch the recording for the practice test for each exam, you will have absolutely no problem with the exam. And finally, the final exam, although it's comprehensive, but it's mainly based on the previous exams, and then we have a new module that gives you 1,000 points. A is 90% or higher, that means 900 points or more. B is 80% or higher, that means 800 points or more. C 70% or higher, or 700 points or more, and you can take it from there. There's no makeup policy. If something comes up, which is absolutely urgent, you can let me know. If you have a proper documentation, I don't mind to give you a makeup exam, but here's the reason. You have a whole week to take the exam. You don't have to wait until this specific day, Saturday. You can take it before. And so normally there is no problem with that. Your lowest grade before the final may be replaced by the final exam score under the following conditions. Your final score must be good. That means B, 80% or higher. Homework and discussion board grades must be great. That means 95% or higher. That means you really want to spend time on those. And this action will result in a higher letter grade. And of course, if you miss any of the exam, it will be 0. You do get some late passes for the online homework assignments. I highly recommend you avoid that. Number one, it has a 10% penalty. Number two, on a normal basis, students who miss the exam, the assignments, to do it in a timely manner, they have a hard time catching it up. But of course, there is a no late pass for exams, discussion forum, or the first couple of assignments. This is also, I found this very interesting, called CSU LB Study 36. In short, the research shows that you need 3 times the number of unit hours per week to be successful in this course, in every course. And this one is a 4-unit course times 3 makes it 12 hours. You need to study for 12 hours to do well. A dropping policy, if you don't start immediately with the publisher, if you miss the orientation the first day, if you miss the first assignments, if you miss any of the exams, basically you will be dropped as a no-show. Now we have more helpful information and websites such as DSPS, financial aids, and so forth. Okay, you can look at it. The student office hours, or simply office hours, are posted at the bottom of the home page of Canvas. Also, you can find it in your syllabus. Okay, everybody. Again, more uh, helpful websites such as Basic Needs and so forth. This one class, Netiquette for Online Learning, whether you are taking a course online or on campus makes no difference. We really have to show that we are professional and we are courteous towards everyone. Okay, our fellow students, our professors, the staff that work, everybody. Okay. Um, we also have to use correct spelling and grammar. Granted, it's a math course, but it's a college course and you have to show proper spelling and grammar. And again, when you write an email, make sure your subject line has the proper line, including the information about the course that you're registered. In short, I would say stick with a positive tone always. And honestly, not just here, everywhere in your life. So please take a look at this. What I want is that students be extremely comfortable, not only to come to class, to talk to me, also to talk to each other. You really want to be able to rely on each other, be friend and friendly. Okay. So that's the syllabus. And I'm going to go back to the home page of Canvas. The next big thing is modules because module covers a lot of stuff. I'm going to go to the discussion forum first. And again, I can click on it right here or on the left navigation bar. Either way makes no difference. What do we find there? Number one, we have student bios. And I put mine as an example. If you want to put yours, I highly appreciate that. I hope everybody, all of your fellow students get to read them, get to know you. If you want to put a comment for a fellow student, that'd be fantastic with, encouraging words and utmost respect. Going back to the discussion forum, the second one is FAQ, frequently asked questions. In the past, some questions came up on a normal basis, and I figured I put it here. For example, how to use the math editor. Do I need a course ID to register with my Open Math? In this case, because we are registering through Canvas, the answer is no, you don't need to, and I'll show you in a moment. Text, do I have to purchase anything? No, everything is online. Of course, you can download it if you like. Tech support information is here. Okay, everybody. How to access expired homework, how to use a late pass, how to check grades in MOM. If something is past due, if you click on it, it gives you the possibility to review. One of the questions, and it's really very strange to me because I explained it from the get-go, but anyways, sometimes students are stuck. Uh, where do I find the exam password? As I mentioned, they will be emailed to students, and as an online student, you have to be at top of your game and pay attention to your emails. If for any reason you miss that, you can find it under the announcements. For now, of course, I'm going to later on put this in student mode, this Canvas, and it won't be available, but it is available for me. When the time comes, you will receive this email/announcement under the topic exam one. This will give you every piece of information you need, including the passport. Okay. You can always find it under the announcements. Needless to say, you can't find it now. Okay. You won't see it now. So going back to the discussion forum, we covered the student bios, we covered the frequently asked questions. Now the next five, module one, module 2, 3, 4, 5 discussion forum. Each one is worth 20 points. They are being graded, everybody. So we cover one of them and the rest of them are similar.
DB, Module 1 Topics, post your math questions from practice test number 1. No unread replies. No replies. You are required to post, at least, one question and its solution either from practice test number 1 posted under the modules, or any source of your choice, per grading policy in the syllabus. You must read all the posts and make sure not to duplicate any questions. Similar questions are acceptable. Read all the posts, questions and solutions posted by others first, and pick a different question to post. No duplication is allowed. A question with one-word solution, one-line solution, or definition is not acceptable and results in 0 points for the post. 10 points. Write the question number and copy down the question. Show all steps using the math equation editor or embed an image solution as explained below. Find a similar problem online, or on YouTube, or Khan Academy and post the link. 5 points. Comment on, explain, at least one classmate question that is either solved or is found online and posted by watching it carefully in its entirety. Explain about what the question addressed and what you learned from it and outline a few steps you learned as a result. A compliment is nice but is not a comment. To receive credit for this part, write the name of your classmate. 5 points. Example of a student post, made up example.
So that should be easy to receive 20 points. The first 10 points is from the question that you do from A to Z. The next 5 points, you pick a simple, YouTube example similar to what you did for 5 points, and then finally a comment. A comment, I can't emphasize this enough. You really want to read the instruction before you do this. A comment doesn't mean thank you so much, I learned a lot. That's not a comment. I want to know what you learned. When somebody reads your comment, should have an idea of what that student has done. Now, here's my example. I want to solve this equation. I'll go through the process step by step. Don't miss anything, and I'll show it using Math Editor. Then I pick up a similar question on a YouTube channel. Again, this is how we learn things. We look at others and what they have done. We look at the YouTube post that they put, and we put a comment. The comment should be very straightforward as far as the comment is concerned. What is it that you learned? Okay, it doesn't have to be a huge paragraph, just a couple of lines, good, as long as you can explain that. Now, going back to the discussion forum, these 5 are the same conceptually. As long as you do one of them, by the time we finish that, you know what to do with the rest of them. I'm going to go back to the home page. Now, the next thing I want to tackle is the modules that is really the main focus. So I'm going to put this in student mode. And when we go to, again, first, let me just quickly show you under the announcements. When it's in student mode, you don't see all of those announcements that I showed you before. So click on the modules. The very first thing you find is about my Open Math. This is where you do your online assignments, okay? And exams and so forth. So if I click on that, it says load that. And when you load it, you either have an account, you put your username and password, you get in there, or you just create an account and you're in. That's all there is to it. Okay, class? Back to modules. What is the next one? We have the lectures and practice tests here. What is the next one? Exam 1 module. Starts with the practice test, PowerPoints, and the key to the practice test. This does have the key. Okay. Also, let me, then exam 2 module is similar to exam 1 module, exam 3, 4, and module 5 is part of the final exam. And the last one is a sort of resource, some resources about TI calculators. So I'm going to go back up, and before I go over this second one, because I want to show you this has a lot of interesting recordings there, I want to show you as far as the modules are concerned, just when you go through exam 1 module, the rest repeat in essence. What do we find first? It's a practice test that I want you to either download to your computer or print. I want you to take about 5 minutes of your time, that's all, to read this. Why? Because it tells you what you need to know for the first exam. You don't have to do anything, okay? All I want you to do on a regular basis, on a daily basis, do one question or two. Why is that? Because by the time we get to the exam week, you're ready. The whole thing is done. You can look at the key, and then more importantly, you can look at the PowerPoint solution that I have the recording. I'll show you where you find it with details. Consult with that and make sure all is right, and then you will nail the exam. Going back to the modules, what comes after that, we are under exam 1 module. These are the PowerPoints we cover. Okay. If you pick one up, if you download and you put it in slide mode, what happens when you get to the page of interest, it's not going to show you the entire thing, rather line by line, paragraph by paragraph. And more importantly, when you get to an example, you just see the question. It does not show you the solution until you go to the next step, meaning, for example, arrow down, okay? And it shows you the first one and the second one and the third one, and then the entire thing. So I hope everybody understands how it should be used. Going back to the modules on their exam 1 module. So the first one, the second one. What is the last one? The last one is the key. So I want to show you the first one again. The first one was the practice test, okay? The second one was PowerPoints that pertain to that. And now the third one is the key, everybody. So it gives you the key so you can see whether you have the answer correct or not. Going back to the modules, under the second one, if you click on this, and first I want to look at this one that says practice test. And by the way, the first one would be the lectures. I will discuss the first one, but I want to go over the second one because I want to show you something, and that is, by the way, this is the latest. Okay. That practice test we have here, the practice test that we have here, and we have the key here. We have the solution step by step in the form of a PowerPoint and completely recorded. Okay. From the beginning all the way to the end of the course. So everything is here. You can go through. This one is the one which was done before that. Okay, it's the same thing, all the recordings of the practice tests. So again, a quick recap. You have the practice test. You have the PowerPoints. You have the key to the practice test, and you have the solution recorded for the practice test from A to Z. Now, this one, the very first one, are the sections, and for now you find 2.1. The very first one is here, and I want everybody to study that. We're going to get to that in a moment. But going back to this, under the modules, the second one has all the recordings that you need. Everything you need to ace the course. Going back to the modules, recap. The first one is where you log into my OpenMath. The second one contains all the recordings. As of the third one, which is called the exam one module, we get to the modules, which has the practice test, PowerPoints, the key to the practice test, and the rest of the modules, exam 2, 3, 4, and module 5, they repeat in the same manner. Lastly, what do we have? Here's the information about TI calculator. The very first page, class, gives you the information about some online calculators. Look at the bottom here. It says online calculator and resources. Those are free calculators, everybody. At top here, how to install a free TI calculator. This is something that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. If it works, you can get this type of calculator on your computer. And I don't promise that because it's not mine. And sometimes you need a tech support to help you make it work, but it may not work. Then what happens? I have TI calculator commands. If something else comes up, I put it there. But I believe I put most of the commands that you need for the course. Okay, so look into that. And again, the first page has the information about online calculators, free online calculators. All right, so let me actually close this stuff for now. And going back to modules. So we said the first one, you can register with my OpenMath and get that started. So after you register and you go to my OpenMath, you see something like this. The first one is my OpenMath assignment. The second one is the algebra review. Then we have the exams. For now, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that is acting up. So the first one, my OpenMath. The second one, algebra review. The third one, exams. And I don't want to expand it yet, but it has some information about it when the time comes and you click on it, you have to put a password. Then we have the course description, and over here, it's again going over the course, but this part I think you'll find interesting.
All content is in the course modules folders, which includes textbook sections, videos, and sets of homework exercises. For most sections of the text, you will find 2 assessments. Video assignments. These assessments contain video lessons. After each video there is 1 or 2 questions that correspond with the examples in the video. Practice/HW assignments. These assessments contain additional problems beyond the types covered in the video lessons. These assessments are intended to serve the role of homework.
All right, as you go down, it gives you the information about the course, and then it is the calendar. Of course, over here, the number of weeks I put 4, you can change it to any number you want. Notice the first introductory assignment is due tomorrow, and in a couple of days, algebra review. Now, exam 1, look at the date for exam 1 is on Saturday. All the homework are lumped together the day before the exam 1. Please don't pay attention to the due date for those, because if you wait until that Friday, you will not be able to do all the assignments and, more importantly, get ready for the exam. Please do this on a daily basis. You can do one assignment per day, or maybe a few sections per week, but do them on a daily basis, weekly basis. Now, when you scroll down, you see module 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Modules 1 through 5 are the same as what we have in Canvas, except over here you find your assignments. All assignments are done in my open math, with the exception of the discussion forum. So what is module 0? As the name indicates, resources. I'm going to explain what you find there. If you don't need them, you don't need them. This is the text based on this text. What is the difference? This text has every section you need, and extra sections are omitted. This one, you can go online and it's very easy to navigate. Just, go to a chapter of interest, section of interest, and it comes up. So it's a lot easier. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, this is basically a reference text in case you need to check something. So the first one is that. The next one right here, it shows you various calculators, okay? Okay, a graphing calculator, a scientific calculator, everything for free, everybody. Okay. As we scroll down, how to use a late pass, calendar, my open math gradebook, how to review your assignments, free online calculators that was mentioned up there is here, as well as a video instruction as to how to use it. I'm going to close this up, minimize it. So what is module 0? A lot of resources. If you don't need them, that's fine. Module 1, you see chapter 2, you open it up, section 2.1. So you open 2.1. What do you find? Learning objective first. Read. If you click on this, it takes you to the section that if you want to do the reading. Then video lessons. In some instances, students just log into Mom, they go to this section, watch these videos, and they start working. And that's good enough for them. If that works for you, more power to you. Now, there are 2 assignments, but the first one is a video assignment. Let me quickly show you. Here's the video assignment, and here's the question that pertains to that, okay? Then, when you finish that, it's only a few questions, 6 questions in this example. First do that, and then the practice assignment. Although This one is not a video assignment. Many of the questions have a video next to them in case, let's say I don't know the answer to this question, I can click on the video and get help. Same thing here, there is a video. Some of the questions may not have a video help, but many of them do. Okay, so I hope you find this interesting. But what I want to do, so that's under module 1, we did section 2.1, and then when you're done with 2.1, if you go to 2.2, the same thing happens. Learning objective, you can read the text, you can watch some videos, and then there's a video assignment and then practice assignment. Okay, everybody? And you continue this way. If you just want to do the assignments, over here, if you click over here, it just brings up all the assignments, okay? So under the calendar, you can, if you don't want to watch the videos that come before that, if you don't want to read anything before that, you can go there and do your work. Now, I want to go up there and show you how this, homework work that you can easily get 100%. So for example, this assignment, it basically wants you to get familiar with my Open Math. Over here it says enter this number. The moment you click on the box, it opens a math editor in case you need to use, I don't know, some special characters in math, such as square root and so forth. Right now, I want to put 20.1564. That's all. The second one, I want to put the same number, but it says rounded to the nearest hundreds. So that means number 5. Next to 5 is 6, it goes up. So 20.1. 5 changes to 6. Why? Because when the number next to it is 5 or higher, you round up. The next one says, let's divide by 0. As you know, we can't divide by 0. It's undefined. When you click on this, it doesn't have undefined. You say it does not exist. That's the same thing here. DNE does not exist. Now, if you submit the question, notice what happens. It check marks and says, okay, you did it right. If I go to the second one, it says, convert 1/3 to decimal. And what I want to do, I want to do it wrong by purpose. I hope you know it's 0.3 bar. I'm going to put 0.7, which is definitely wrong. And I'm going to submit the question. Notice what it says. It's just wrong. However, do I move on? No. What do? I get a similar question. It's funny, it gave me the same question, but it doesn't matter. What happens is that now the fact that I made a mistake, it's completely gone. But I read the question, it says enter 4 or more decimal places. So if I put, for example, 3, that's not going to accept it. So 0.3 bar, 0 point, and I'm going to put many 3s just to be on the safe side because I want to get my point. Okay. Now, if I submit the question, it check marks, and I'm no longer wrong. And that's the beauty of this homework. You make a mistake, big deal. Get a similar question again and again and again until you get it right. Okay. Now, something comes up. I can't continue. If I click done, what it does, it registers this grade for me. Anytime I come back to resume it, as long as this assignment is not expired, I can resume and I can do the rest of the questions, or I can do a few questions, then I come back and finish it. If it expires, then this would be my grade for this assignment. So I'm going to exit and I want to recap everything for you. So going back to Canvas homepage, We just follow the numbers. Number one, a welcoming message. Number two, class philosophy. Number three, the announcements. You can click on it here or here. Under the announcements, Tech Connect Zoom. To attend all class meetings online via Zoom, please do so. This is it. Click on this. Under number four, we went over the syllabus. We explored all segments. Modules, which has the practice test, PowerPoints, practice test keys, the solutions, the homework, and exams are done in MOM under the modules. We discussed the discussion forum. The first two are not graded. The next five, each one is worth 20 points. At the bottom, this is the office hours, which has a different Zoom meeting. Don't mix them up with the Zoom meeting for the class. Under the modules, you can find my open math. You can find the recorded lectures and practice tests. Exam one module has the practice test, PowerPoints, the key to the practice test. The rest of the modules are similar. And the last one has the information about TI calculator. As far as the second one again is concerned, we have the lecture sections. I want everybody to check that on a daily basis as a lecture becomes available. As of the second one and the rest of it, we have all the practice tests, and you need to go over all the practice tests before each exam. We have all of them recorded. If you go down where it says college algebra lectures, we have more resources here, everybody. Okay, more resources, and you may not need that, but it is available to you. When you go to my open math, it starts with introductory assignment to my open math. It continues with the algebra review. If for any reason you feel uncomfortable with that, you can get information about beginning algebra, intermediate algebra, pre-algebra online, or you can contact me or talk to me in class, and I give you my YouTube channels for those, because we are not teaching those anymore. The exams for now, you want to ignore it. The calendar has all the assignments. Module 0 has all the resources, and you start with module 1, which starts with the first chapter. We cover chapter 2, 2.1, and it has the objectives, learning objectives, text, videos, and the assignments. If you don't want to look at that, if you click on this right now, you can find all the assignments of interest. So that's it as far as my open math is concerned, and as far as your Canvas page. I wish you all best of luck and happy studying, everybody.